guys, Chris from Acoustic Tutorials here, and I wanted to make a quick video about the new Acoustic 3 from Fractal Audio Systems. Now I'm super excited that I'm able to beta test this, and recently I've been taking it to my gigs. So I wanted to show you real quick how I've been using it at my gigs, and these are mostly acoustic duo style gigs, but I'm able to get away with a few different tones throughout the night. So let me show you some stuff. Now first I want to explain the guitar I'm using. I'm using an Ernie Ball Majesty guitar, and this particular guitar has two outputs. It has your regular electric guitar output that sounds like this, and that's the neck pickup. And it also has another output which is sort of an acoustic guitar sound using piezo saddles, and this is what that sounds like. So any acoustic guitar sounds you hear isn't a simulator or anything like that. It's actually the guitar itself producing that sound. So I just want to get that out of the way. I also want to say that any tones you hear in this video have been made specifically for my live gigs. I know a lot of people are excited to hear the Acoustic 3 modeling compared to, say, the Acoustic 2 or the AX8 or even a real amp. But that's not what this video is about. This isn't like a tone demo. This is just how I've been using it and what sounds good at my gigs. So of course the first thing I did when I got the Acoustic 3 was to create a preset that I'm familiar with and something that I can gig with. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, it's almost the same thing where I have two inputs going into the Acoustic, my electric guitar sound and my acoustic guitar sound, and I blend them using the preset and a volume pedal. So let me walk you through my gig preset real quick. So I have my acoustic sound, which sounds like this. And if we go into the layout, we can see here's my input for my electric guitar, but down here I'm using input 3 on the Acoustic 3 for my acoustic sound. So I just plug straight into that input, and then I have the input, I have an EQ, and then a multi-band compressor there. And this is the zoomed in view that we're familiar with. This is what the Acoustic 2 looked like. But we have a zoom button here in this view, and if we press it, we can see the entire grid and all the blocks available that we've set up. We also have our VU meters here. And that's exactly what I want. I want it to be just a little bit over that level set line. So that's my acoustic. It sounds the same in all scenes. Now this is scene 1 for my electric. I have a pitch block which is doing a detune sound. I have a little delay there and some compression for my clean tone as well. So that's pretty typical for me. This is my sound. Now, the reason I use two inputs is so I can have my acoustic going and then roll up the volume on a volume pedal for the electric and blend the two. So this is what it sounds like. I'm going to play acoustic first, and then I'm going to bring in the electric guitar with the volume pedal. And it sounds great. I love that sound. So in scene 2, what I've done is taken off the detune from the pitch block, and I've added the new tri-chorus sound. And this is what it sounds like with just the electric. And mixed with the acoustic, I'll bring in the electric after I play a little bit. So that's really fun to be able to pick between a detune sound or a tri-chorus sound instead. And depending on the song, I will change between even just those two. Okay, scene 3, and I'm using this little A knob to roll to different scenes. Scene 3 is like my clean lead, so I turn on a graphic EQ block which has some different EQ on it and a little bit of a boost, and I also change to my lead delay, I call it. Now this is my neck pickup. We were hearing my middle position before, and this is the neck pickup, and this is what that sounds like. And sometimes I'll even mix in the acoustic for that, and it sounds like this. And this stereo delay is great for swells, things like that. So I really love that one. That is my clean lead, which I use a lot. Again, this is an acoustic duo, so I just need a little bit of boost and some delay, and it sounds amazing at the gig. Okay, now we're gonna get into some of my gain presets. Again, I don't use these too much at the gig. With just acoustic guitars, you know, you don't have that bottom end coming from the drums and bass and things like that. But just to show you real quick, I rebuilt what I've used previously. In scene 4, I used the same clean amp, which happens to be the USA Pre-Clean. I love that amp, love, love, love it. But I turn on the drive pedal, which is a ruckus style, and this is what that sounds like. And you might notice that in the VU meter, it's a little bit under the line. I do set that tone so it's a little bit quiet. I have a filter block that I can turn on and off if I want some more level from that. But generally speaking, at my gigs, that's the level I need from this drive block. And turning on the filter block while I'm playing. So I have plenty of level for this rhythm tone. And again, I don't use this too often. It really depends on the song and see what's going on. Okay, scene 5, I have, I've switched to an HBE amp, the Friedman HBE model. And this is what that sounds like. Cool. And then scene 6 is the last scene I usually use, and this is lead sound. I'm still using the same HBE amp from before, but I pop on the graphic EQ block again. I change channels so it's a different EQ and a different boost, and this is what it sounds like. I also have the lead delay line on. Now, clearly, I'm not the best player in the world. There's so many people who can shred 1,000 million times more than me, but this works for me. And again, that tone is pretty dark, and that's what I need for these gigs where the other guy's just on an acoustic guitar. I can't have this blazing, crazy distortion thing, but something dark like this typically works for me at my gigs. I also blend the two there a lot of times to sneak in this distortion. Is I'll start my lead with the acoustic sound, and I'll roll up the volume slowly, and then I'll completely switch to the electric high gain sound, and people don't realize what happened. So this is what it might sound like at a gig for me. So that's a quick look at my main gigging preset on the Acoustic 3. It sounds so good at the gigs and it feels so good. I think that's something that a video can never sort of portray, how it feels under the strings in your guitar, you know, as you play. It just really, really feels good, and I enjoy playing this so much. And there's so much more I could do with this. I'm still only using 2 amps in the amp block. We have 4 channels now as opposed to just 2 XY before. I'm not even using that yet, but I'm excited to set that up and see what I can do with this. So thanks so much for watching this video. I'm super excited about the Acoustic 3, and I'll be making some videos in the future with tutorials, some for YouTube, some for my website, things like that. And of course, I'll be on the forum to help people out with the Acoustic 3. It's really exciting. I barely scratched the surface of anything in this video. There's so much more in store. So thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.